Welcome to the Tea Huddle with Marisa and Kelly.
Your only source for gridiron gossip. If you love a good defense,
or if you love when players tweet nasty things at each other,
then this is the podcast for you.
And you got it all this week. There were mean tweets, there were sideline fights, and there was a butt on the field.
In prime time.
In prime time, Derrick Henry, his pants fell down. This is what I've been waiting a week to talk about.
I can't say I've ever seen that happen before.
We saw Derrick Henry's butt, and it was a great butt.
Yeah, the whole thing.
And then they won.
I mean, we all won.
Exactly. But other than that, before we get into all the sideline fights, because we've got a lot to say about all of that, or off-field fights too. They were everywhere.
On field, off field.
Online.
We have it all.
Yeah. But before we get into all of that, Kelly, as we do every week, can you give us the rundown of what happened week 10 in the NFL?
In week 10, the Patriots smoked the Bears in Chicago. As I said, we love a good defense. The Broncos almost served the Chiefs their first loss, but a blocked field goal attempt the last second gave the Chiefs yet another win. Something seems rigged here.
Yes, it's witchcraft. It's Taylor voodoo.
Yeah, they should be losing. And
they're the only undefeated team still, right?
Only undefeated team.
And they've had no good wins. They've just had barely.
Mahomes has been playing mediocre at best, but they're still winning. One of these days, someone will beat them.
Maybe.
Our old friend McCorkle Jones.
Yes, welcome
old
back,
Mac Jones. Could not keep the ball in his hands, and the Jags lost to the Vikings. And the Lions somehow won after Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions, more than he's thrown all season combined.
Not a great day for Jared Goff.
But still a win.
Hell yeah. My guy. All right. Well, kicking off our first top story this week is kind of a crazy one, mostly because it's something that happened a month ago that we are just finding out about this week. So it came out on Tuesday of this past week, on November 12th, that back in early October 6th and 7th, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce's homes were robbed.
How did the Swifties not find out
I know.
sooner?
It's really...
How did we not find out?
I'm like,
oh, that's...
my Google alerts weren't working. Just kidding.
It's pretty crazy, pretty scary.
So the first robbery was October 6th, a Sunday. Patrick Mahomes' mansion was burglarized. Then the next night, October 7th, Monday, during Monday Night Football. So they're at Arrowhead. Taylor
one's around.
Was there. I just assume that people like Travis and Taylor and Patrick have so many people working in their home, like a house manager, a chef, a security, a nanny. They're like, what are the chances it's fully empty? But
well, have you seen the bling ring? Is that what it's called?
Yes. And I read the book.
It happens.
Yeah. This is like a new bling ring.
the football bling ring.
Yeah.
Ooh, the
and
Super Bowl
ring.
We'll work on that.
Working title. Yes. So Taylor was there at the Saints game at Arrowhead. It was a home game for them. Around 7:33. It says the burglary happened, and the police report has confirmed that Travis's home had about $20,000 in cash taken, and the back door was damaged, but it's unclear what, if anything, was taken from the Mahomes house.
Why does he have that much cash lying around? It's under his bed.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't trust the bank.
Yeah.
You never know when you're going to need big
$20K
wads of cash. And then it says that Travis and Taylor stayed at a hotel that night. So unclear if they knew that there was a break-in, and so they stayed at the hotel for security, or maybe that's just like a post-game habit, like closer to the stadium. He's tired. I don't know.
Yeah.
But this is the new house that Travis bought last year for extra security when it came out that he was dating Taylor. So...
it's not working.
Not correct.
I wonder how close him and Mahomes live.
Yeah, I was reading about Mahomes.
It was like the same day,
house.
pretty much, or one day.
Yeah, it was within
24 hours,
36 hours, something like that. And Mahomes' house has a practice football field on it, so it sounds like even if Travis was his neighbor, they're pretty far away from each other. And then TMZ confirmed that the FBI is investigating, which they say, and I trust them, means that it isn't just because it's a high profile case. It must mean that this involves crime crossing state lines. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a federal investigation. So
interesting.
It might be a Super Bowl bling ring.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It's got to be the same people if they're targeting the Chiefs players.
Yeah. So I expect more will be revealed, because as soon as this came out on Tuesday, TMZ was like, it happened. These are the days that it happened. FBI is investigating. Like once
they're catching us up.
Yeah. Once the seal was broken, more info was flowing. So hopefully.
And if you're a football player, make sure
Yeah.
you got your security extra tight these days, because there's something going on.
Yes.
Especially in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
I have a rumor to discuss today.
Okay. I love a rumor to discuss.
It's a rumor involving a head coach.
Okay.
So as we know, Robert Saleh was fired from the Jets a few weeks
Tragically.
ago. And the rumor has it that John Gruden will be the head coach, will be hired as the head coach at the end of the season, during the season.
I don't know
Sure.
who that is. Did I seem like I did with my,
Yeah.
but I don't.
I'm here to fill you in.
Okay, please.
There's a lot about this guy, John, that I need to share before we get into the rumor.
Okay, you guys, we have a new character
A new
entering the chat.
character entering. John Gruden coached the Raiders in 1998, so way back when. He's been around the league for a long time.
Longer than a lot of these players have been alive.
Seriously. But he might be coming back. So he was at the Raiders for a few years and then moved to Tampa Bay in 2001. His first year in Tampa Bay as a Buccaneer, he beat his former team, the Raiders, in the Super Bowl. So some beef there with his old team.
Very dramatic. And what year did you say? 2001?
2001, yeah. Way back when. After coaching in Tampa for a few years, he was fired and then later moved back to the Raiders. This guy's just been bouncing back and forth between Tampa Bay and the Raiders for like 10 years. So he most recently coached the Raiders until 2021.
Oh, so he's okay.
There's like another firing in there where he took a little break, worked as a announcer for Monday Night Football, but then went back to coaching. So he's been bopping around. So it could be likely that he'll be back again, because this guy doesn't want to leave the NFL. But back when he was on the Raiders in 2021, he was fired for making homophobic, misogynistic, and racist remarks in emails that were leaked.
No, Josh Gruden. What's his name? John Gruden.
Yeah, a whole bunch of emails spanning these 10 years were released. And inappropriate things in there. Some things that he had said was he called the NFL commissioner, Roger Goodell, a clueless anti-football pussy, among calling him some other derogatory remarks. That
your boss is not going to like that.
I know. I mean, I feel like maybe he can't come back after saying all these things.
I mean, 10 years of scandalous emails. I'm going to, when we wrap later today, I'm going to just go in a rabbit hole and read as many emails as I can find.
About what he said. Yeah, the list goes on. He also, back in 2014, when the Rams selected the first openly gay player in the NFL, he said that Roger Goodell was pressured to draft queers.
Oh.
So not good. He also said some comments about Colin Kaepernick kneeling and everyone around him kneeling, like all the other players who kneeled should be fired. So a lot has been said that can't be unsaid. Yeah. But again, it's the Jets, so who knows what they're looking for in their next
this sounds a lot
coach.
Like the owner.
Exactly. They get along. He's good friends with the owner of the Jets, and that's how his name popped back up as a potential coaching candidate.
That tracks. Plus, maybe the owner's going to be an ambassador again now that his buddy's appointing people.
Everyone's roles changing. But currently, John Gruden has his own YouTube and TikTok channel called Gruden Loves Football. And if you haven't seen this, you have to look it up, because I don't think I can explain it with any justice of what's going on here. But basically, he's posting these borderline like sadistic videos. Like they're creepy. I'm scared.
Okay.
Like
I
rundowns
can't
on
wait.
TikTok where he stares in the camera and screams out all of these like stats about players and how they did that week. And then at the end, there's like this like musical bit that comes up and he explains, "Got me feeling nicey."
That's like his
That's
catchphrase.
his catchphrase every video.
It got him feeling nicey.
And then like he roars like, "All right."
He roars. This sounds like Mad Libs.
Yeah.
You're like, and then he
And he
roars.
roars. No, it's wild.
Okay.
Very entertaining, but
All right, everyone,
he
this
seems
is
a
our-
little nutty to me.
This is our homework. We got to search John Gruden's TikTok.
Yeah, it's called Gruden Loves Football. Check it out.
Okay.
And that's his job right now until we, like, if the Jets hire him as head coach.
And replace Hot Santa? I hope
And
not. Not
replace
with
Hot
this
Santa.
guy. Wow.
So
I'm like, do I want him back?
I don't think so.
Do I not? Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a Jets fan, so I just say yes.
Right.
Do it.
I'm not either. I love a wacky character on the scene, but not like a hateful character.
Yeah, I'd say he's all the above.
Okay.
I think he should just keep making these got me feeling nice videos because that's where he seems to thrive.
Yeah. It sounds like he's found his place.
Yeah.
And it got him feeling nice. We should figure out what hour. Well, Stay Juicy, I guess.
Yeah,
is
we have
ours.
old.
That's way better than got me feeling nicey. I did just really quick go and look at his videos, and they're very unsettling. And I hope he doesn't become the Jets coach. But moving right along to our next top story, which does not got me feeling nicey. See what I did
Nice.
there? As the resident Lions fan on this podcast,
That you are.
I've got to clear the air, so to speak, of a messy situation from this week. Sunday night in the Lions game, the linebacker James Houston perhaps pooped his pants.
I did see this. It was quite the stain in a poor place.
Yes, so for like a portion of the game, he had a suspicious like brownish green colored stain like directly between his legs towards the back, like where you would poop is where the stain was. And people noticed this online and started posting photos and videos. Somebody said he needs some Charmin, and then somebody sort of said it more blatantly, "Yo, did James Houston just shit his pants?" And he responded with the tweet, "Hey y'all, I had sat on some Gatorade. Just chill." With
Gatorade?
with a laughing cat emoji and then a poop emoji.
All right.
So like
At least he's laughing at himself.
that's not a denial.
No.
Also, that's not the color of Gatorade, and that's not the seat of your pants.
Yeah, I feel like if it was Gatorade, it would like have like a more drippy effect.
Yeah.
I don't know. And it was more brown than green from what I remember.
Yeah. Important to note, he had a great game. He got a sack. Perhaps
That's all that matters.
there was like an urgency that he was feeling to like, move quickly. But
Yeah.
he didn't move quickly. I mean, he moved quickly enough for the game, but maybe not for...
I mean, what do you do in that situation?
you tweet that you sat in Gatorade, I think is what you do. So I know that I'll never be able to look at him again without knowing that that's the guy that pooped his pants. But hopefully other people move on more than I can.
I'll try my best. Give him the benefit of the doubt. His Gatorade story.
There's a lot of pants action this week. Derrick
I
Henry's
know.
fell down. This guy's got covered in poop.
Too much, honestly.
Yeah.
It's getting too personal out there.
Yeah.
And quickly, I just have to add before we move on to our segment, but to add to last week's celebration segment that we did, we have a new front runner.
Incredible.
Cam Bynum, who's known for celebrations. We spoke about him last week when he flawlessly executed the Parent Trap handshake when he was in London.
And we thought that would be so hard to beat.
We thought that would be hard to beat. he's outdone himself. He's still winning, but just with a different celebration. In week 10, he had the Selly seen around the world. We've all seen it, wherever you are located. After he intercepted a pass, he ran to the end zone and did a perfect ray gun breakdance.
We all remember Ray Gun from the Olympics, the break dancer, she had to quit breakdancing, retire.
She retired like this week.
Did it just happen?
I don't know. It's been talked about.
Because she was so bad and she got mocked relentlessly. But we've all seen her routine. And
so has Cam.
And so has Cam.
And he proves that he's just as good as Reagan.
Better. Because he can do it in a full football uniform after making an interception. It was so funny. You can tell he takes his celebrations seriously. Like, that took practice. It's not great breakdancing, but it's a great impression of bad breakdancing.
Yeah, like the back-to-back video. It's like pretty exact.
It's so good. And we had talked about Cam Bynum last season because he was on a trip in Dubai with his family and he met a woman from the Philippines who he fell in love with, got married, and was trying to get her here on a visa. She had never seen him play football. He tweeted, anyone have connections to the U.S. Immigration Office for my wife? He explained, like, we're waiting for her spousal visa to be granted. We've been denied for a tourist visa twice. And then Minnesota Senators Amy Klobuchar and Tina Smith reached out, said they would help. And his wife, it was happily ever after.
Happily ever after.
And now he's
happy as can be. Intercepting left and right, celebrating
flawlessly. Yeah, I feel like we had our Selly segment 1 week too early because this had to be included. Too good to miss.
And I wonder what's next from Cam.
He set such a high bar for himself. I think he'll outdo it.
I'm excited.
After 10 weeks into the season, it's getting a little bit heated in the NFL, and we are here to settle some scores. This segment is called Battle of the Beefs.
This is one of my favorite segments.
I'm excited.
I'm going to kick it off if you don't mind.
Not at all. Please do.
For the first beef, we have Jerry Jones versus CeeDee Lamb. You may have heard about them in the news a little bit this week, but I have to recap. So on Sunday, during the Cowboys lost to the Eagles, CeeDee missed a very easy touchdown because he couldn't see. It was too bright. The sun was in his eyes. You could see he's like wide open looking for the ball, and then it just goes right past him.
Embarrassing.
In his post-game interview, he was asked, like, what happened there? He said he couldn't see. And the interviewer said, would you be a fan if they put in curtains in the stadium? And he said, 1,000%. And you're doing my job for me by talking about it here, so I don't have to bring it up to Jerry separately.
Oh, he said that? Oh, this is good. I missed that.
And just some background on AT&T Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
So it has two end zones, of course, that face east and west. And so certain times of the day, the sun is in one end zone completely. So whoever is playing in that end zone can't see because there's sun in their eyes, as CeeDee said. And
this feels like an oversight.
It's been an issue in the past, like during the 2022 NFC wildcard games, like in the playoffs. Dak made a pass and the same thing happens. The receiver, I think it was like Cedric Wilson, couldn't see the ball at all, and they lost the game. Like, you don't want the sun to be impacting your playoff
Definitely
wins
not.
and losses, especially when you're home. So Jerry Jones addressed what CeeDee said after his interview. Like, he went on a rant saying, well, should I just tear down the whole stadium and build another one? Are you kidding me? Of all the things we need to improve on, that is way down on the list of improvements.
Okay, dramatic.
Yeah, seriously. And he doubled down, calling it a home field advantage having the sun at their stadium, because if you know where the sun's going to be when you flip like do a coin toss. You can pick which side of the end zone you wanna. But each team can do that. So
you can't guarantee win the coin toss.
Yeah, and like I think the other team will pick that same side.
Yeah. Anything that would be a disadvantage if the opposing team is on that side you're gonna switch sides, and then it's gonna be a disadvantage for you.
It's not like you could just see through the sun. That's not how this works.
No.
And the best part about this is the AT&T Stadium does in fact have shades because they put up curtains to block out the sun for concerts, not for the game.
Oh my God.
Like there's pictures of it like the same time of day during a concert, and there's blinds up blocking out the sun. So I don't know what's going on. I think, is he just being stubborn?
Yeah, it's like an ego thing.
Does he really think it's a home field advantage? Someone needs to talk to him about that. But this isn't the first time that Jerry Jones and CD have traded jabs in interviews.
Oh.
So the Cowboys offer fans tours of the stadium because it's, this really beautiful,
bright and
sunny stadium that's inside, feels like it's outside. And CD was asked again in another interview if he found the tours to be distracting, and he said, sometimes. That's all I'm going to say.
Loaded.
And
because they happen during
like their while they're practicing.
Yeah, that sounds distracting.
Sounds a little distracting. But
I know about the tours only because they were featured in the Dallas Cowboy cheerleader Netflix show that was on during the off season. They showed people on the tours, like just tours happening, not that it had anything to do with.
And that's why
football.
Jerry Jones probably wanted to put that into that Netflix show about the cheerleaders, because when he was asked about this article and if they should, like, he's concerned about the tours distracting his players, he said no, he was glad the tours were getting attention because that means that more people would buy them. And
what I just remembered, on the tour, there's a Jerry Jones hologram that that the tour guide asks. The tour guide is told what questions to ask to Jerry, and then the hologram is programmed to answer those specific questions. So this sounds like a guy who just loves himself and loves
that's too much,
indulging his whims.
He loves his fans
Jerry
more than
Jones
his players.
hologram experience unveiled at AT&T Stadium in 2023.
So he'll spend money on that, but not curtains.
But there are curtains.
Yeah. I don't get it.
All right. So between Jerry Jones and CeeDee Lamb, who do we think wins this beef?
I think we have a clear winner.
Yeah, it's not
Jerry.
It's not Jerry.
It's CD, because they've already got the blinds. They might as well use them.
You just gotta drag them shut.
So while Jerry might be winning these arguments, he's losing.
He's losing the game.
He's making his team lose the game.
Yeah, but why would he want his team to lose the game?
Exactly. I mean,
so that he can be right.
I can't stand up for Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones thinks he's winning, but he's really losing.
Yes.
For the team and for the fans out there. And for us right now.
CD also probably thinks he's losing because he's just like subject to whatever this rich guy decides he wants to do. So maybe they're both losing. Maybe everyone's losing. And who's winning is the Eagles.
The other teams are winning.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So surprise third option is the winner of this beef, and it's the Cowboys' opponents.
All right. What's the next beef, Marissa?
All right, next up, we have San Francisco 49ers Deebo Samuel versus Jake Moody. Okay, so Tabor Pepper, which is a hysterical name, and Jake Moody, which is also a little bit kind of a funny name, are the special teams unit on the 49ers. Before I get into the beef, Kelly, can you explain what the special teams unit is? Because I thought it was just the kicker.
There's a bunch of players on the special teams unit, I guess. Yes, they're the ones who are kicking, returning the punts, out on the field, like the snapper of the ball during field goals. Okay. I don't know any of those like funky positions. Okay.
So 2 members of the special teams, Pepper and Moody. Jake Moody had just missed his 3rd field goal, and Deebo, wide receiver, who I know from the show Receiver,
Yes.
on Netflix.
We know him well now.
Exactly. He walked over to the two of them. He grabbed Pepper's neck and swung his hand to like sort of smack Jake Moody in the face mask.
Yeah, it looked like he was like about to choke him.
He sort of choked him.
Yeah.
And then it was like a swinging choke that smacked the other one in the face. So after the attempted choking is what we're going to call it.
That's what it was from what I could tell.
Tabor Pepper sort of like stepped at Debo in a comeback way.
Yeah.
But then it did seem like he had Debo's back after the game. He said to a reporter, he was telling Moody to lock in. We know what our job is. We got us.
So this happened right after he missed a field goal.
His third field goal.
Third field goal. But then he did kick one after Debo did this, right?
Yes. And Debo sort of takes credit for it. He said, I think he had a little dog in him, a little motivation to go out there and make a field goal. Okay, we can't choke and smack people to motivate them, Debo. That's not.
Yeah, I honestly think that the coach or somebody should have stepped in and you can't do that.
No. Debo said he got out of character a little bit, but he was frustrated in the heat of battle. He said he would talk to Moody and they would move past it. And then Moody sort of made it seem like he didn't need an apology. They're all good. He said, it's an emotional game and stuff like that happens all the time. We just moved past it. We won, so that's all that matters. No, it's not. You can't choke people because you were frustrated that they weren't doing a good job.
I could never be a kicker because there's so much pressure.
Yeah.
And then when your own team hates you for this one. No.
There are always stories of kickers being just like hated by fans and their team and everybody.
Yeah, because it does come down to you a whole lot of times.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was going to go on a tangent about the about the kicker on the Lions who made he won the game in the final moment, and a year ago he was a brick salesman.
Oh.
Anyway, sorry, that was
a brick salesman.
Yeah, he thought he was done with football forever, and he got a job as a brick salesman, and then he just tried out, I think, to be on the Lions, and they picked him, and then he saved the day, unlike Jake Moody.
So it feels good when you make the kick, I guess.
Yeah.
So who is the winner of this beef?
Nobody. Again, Tabor Pepper.
Was he the one who made the kick?
No, but he's not the one who missed 3 field goals, but he did get choked. I mean, I guess Debo's the winner because he's had no consequences for his bad behavior, and then he ended up winning the game anyway.
And he motivated his teammate.
Yeah. But do we want to reward
No, we can't.
the one who choked his friend and coworker? This is your coworker. You can't go. He went at his throat. So I changed my mind. He can't be the winner of the beef.
I think Moody has to be the winner.
Yeah.
Because he made the game-winning field goal.
Yeah.
After all that.
Mm-hmm. He overcame adversity. And for that, he's the winner of this beef.
Next up, we have beef between Mike Williams and Aaron Rodgers. Mike Williams is a wide receiver now with the Steelers. He was previously with the Jets. He just got traded on the trade deadline last week, so he just played his first game with the Steelers. But there's some beef with Aaron Rodgers, as I mentioned.
Love that.
So in week 6, I believe it was Monday Night Football when the Jets faced off against the Bills. Aaron Rodgers threw a pick, and I was asked about it in his post-game interview. Mm-hmm. And instead of owning up to oh, yeah, that was a bad throw, I need to not throw as many interceptions, he just immediately blamed Mike Williams for being the reason why he threw the pick, which I have never seen a quarterback do in an interview before.
This guy loves to blame people. So many quarterbacks are deflect the credit and take the responsibility.
Yeah, which you should do as a leader.
Not this guy.
Not this guy. It's never his fault. No. You know those kind of people. Mm-hmm. It's never their fault. Yeah, so he told reporters that Williams ran the wrong route, which is why he threw the pick. He said that Williams was supposed to be on the red line, which indicates a route that they practice. I guess practice fields have a red line to kind of show players where to go. But instead, he ran on the inside. So when Rodgers went to go make the play, he wasn't where he thought he was, and it ended up being intercepted.
So you just threw it to a guy on the other
team. Yeah. Maybe you don't make that play if you don't see him there.
Yeah.
But Williams moved on from the Jets. He got traded to the Steelers. This was his first game. Week 10 was his first game on his new team. And he scored the game-winning touchdown.
You go, Mike Williams.
And the best part of this is he went on Instagram after the game and threw a little shade at Rodgers.
What did he
posted
say?
a picture of him in his new Steelers outfit, uniform, and hashtagged thankful, hashtag we back, hashtag red line.
Oh.
Got him. So maybe he is following the right play if he's getting a touchdown pass from Russell Wilson.
Yeah. He's just been like stewing on this probably for however many weeks it's been, like waiting to. But he handled it, I think, in like in terms of snapping back at somebody online. This was pretty subtle and like.
Yeah, they didn't get physical with each other.
Come at his neck. All right, so I feel like I don't have to say it, but as a formality, in this beef, who do we think is the winner?
I think this one is finally easy enough to call the winner.
I agree.
It's Mike Williams.
Yes. It's between somebody who did his job and won a game and rose to his new challenge, or somebody who blames people when things don't go his way. All right. Next up, we have Daniel Jones versus LASIK eye surgery.
Oh boy.
I already love it. So this week, the Giants played the Panthers in Germany. Daniel Jones recorded 0 passing touchdowns with 2 interceptions.
Rough day for the Giants.
Seems sort of like his classic.
Rough day.
His
classic
Sunday. Poor guy. And then on Sunday, LASIK, as in the surgery that corrects your vision, they tweeted, like the official LASIK account tweeted, "We don't have any locations in Germany, but we do have locations in New York, New Jersey for any players that might need it." Zip mouth emoji and then sweating laughing emoji.
Savage.
Shots fired by LASIK.
That is savage.
I would say this is a great dig, except that they messed up their tweet and they had a typo, which really undermines your
If you're going to go all in, you got to say it correctly.
Yes. They said, "We don't not have any locations in Germany, but we do have locations in New York, New Jersey." It's a double negative. It's a positive. That's not what they meant. They either meant we do not or we don't, but not we don't not. But, we get the point.
So the Germans might not.
Yeah, it's so true. They're already, like using Google Translate.
Yeah.
They're lost.
No one gets it now.
Earlier this season, LASIK, they want the smoke. Earlier this season, they responded to a tweet about the refs making a bad play in favor of Kansas City. And they tweeted, "There's a reason we're giving all NFL referees free LASIK."
Wow. They're really trying to.
The social media
help
manager just
football.
really likes football, I guess.
And I wonder what team their social media manager likes.
I mean, you should ask. It's the Bengals.
It's the Bengals. You found it?
Well, they tweeted something about Bengals, who dat? By the way, one of the surgeons who's performed the most LASIK surgeries ever lives in Cincinnati. Is where the Bengals are?
Okay.
Cincinnati. So they got excited about the Bengals, which makes me think LASIK is a Bengals fan.
LASIK, the person, the LASIK company.
Yeah, LASIK.com.
It's Houday, by the way.
What did I say? Houdat?
Yeah.
So what does Houday mean?
Houday is what they say in Cincinnati, and Houdat is what they say in New Orleans. I don't know.
Well, that's confusing because they sound similar.
It is confusing.
But this is good to know.
Yeah. Just
okay. Note to self. Houdat
gonna beat them Saints?
Saint. Oh, I almost just fucked it up. Houdat is the Saints. Houday is the Bengals. Okay.
You got it.
Got it. You know who probably already knew that? LASIK. It's actually LASIK.com is the account. And they tweeted back at themselves. They responded to their own tweet. Also, what up, Cincinnati? Houday. Did you know Cincy is home to Dr. Vincent J. Marino? one of the world's most experienced LASIK surgeons with a goat emoji. They seem like they're having fun.
They're big football fans.
I was going to say that LASIK lost the beef because of their typo. But between the two of them, who's having fun? Is it Daniel Jones or is it LASIK.com? It's sure not Daniel Jones. He doesn't seem like he's having any fun.
It's true. This could be his last time on the Giants.
You think? Is that what they're saying?
I don't know. That's what people are saying, but
They've had their last.
his last snap. But
So who do you think wins this beef? Is it the instigator and typo maker, LASIK, or the person who keeps fucking up and is getting trolled by a eye surgery facility? It's not even a guy.
I think we gotta give it to LASIK, although I am pretty pissed about the spelling error.
Yeah, that was bad. We all make mistakes. Daniel Jones knows about that. All right, yeah, we got to give it to LASIK.com.
You win it all. Next up, we have beef between the state of Florida and winning football games.
Oh,
Week 10 was a rough week in Florida for any football fans out there, whether you're rooting for college football, the NFL, professional football, just not good.
oh.
Before the Dolphins won on Monday Night Football, thank God for the Dolphins. They were like the saving grace for the whole entire state. The state was about to lose all 11 games that happened.
I didn't realize it was that many. I was like, how many could it be? Especially if the Dolphins won. That's like,
Yes, there's 9 college teams.
wow.
And 2 professional teams lost, the Bucks and the Jags. The Dolphins won, so we can't add them to the list. So the final record for the state was 1-11, but still not great.
Yeah, better than 0-12. That would have been bleak.
I got to look and see how these high school teams did. They're
Yeah.
carrying the whole state. Hopefully there's a future in there for them somewhere.
Definitely.
But yeah, rough week for Florida.
Who do we say wins this beef? The state of Florida or winning football games? I mean, I sort of think that the Dolphins.
The Dolphins have to be the winners.
Yeah,
They're the only winners.
Everybody in the state of Florida owes them a quick thank you. And our final beef of the week, speaking of the Dolphins, is Tua Tagovailoa versus his own brain health. So as we all know, a few weeks ago, Tua had his 3rd documented NFL concussion. He decided after that not to wear the Guardian cap. He said he never considered retirement. He was going to play till his death, I think was what he said. And he is following through on that declaration. This week, he threw an interception and ran head first into the player and took a knee to the head. When asked about it later, he talked about how quick things go in the game. You don't always have time to think, especially if your brain isn't at full, firing on all cylinders. And he said, I wasn't planning to use my head to hit him.
No, of course not. This has happened so many times.
No
Why
one's
is he always
planning to use their head to?
Why is he always going head first? Slide.
And then he said he went up to the player and was like, you saw me coming at you. Like, why didn't you swerve? He's trying to win the game for his team. He's trying to run as far and fast as he can.
And I'm sure they're all really scared about playing against Tua because they don't want to hurt him. But, it's a game.
Yeah. If Tua's not looking out for himself, he can't expect opponents to look out for him. So between Tua and his own brain health, I mean, again, both losers in this. I mean, I guess the real loser is his brain health. So by default,
Tua's the winner.
I think Tua won this beef.
Yeah, he's still out there. He's still playing. He's winning for the state of Florida, as we mentioned.
Yeah.
But he needs to learn how to slide.
And he's doing what he loves. And he said this game makes him happy and he's going to keep doing it. So Tua,
we can't stop him.
Tua wins this beef.
And there you have it.
A beefy week.
A beefy week. And that brings us to our final goss.
Final goss.
What do you have for us, Marissa?
All right. The final goss was hot and heavy at the beginning of the week. So I'm going to bring it here for those who missed out before it was resolved, as it now has been.
Debunked.
Exactly. So the rumor swirling about town earlier this week was that the Hawk Tuah girl, who unfortunately we all probably know who that is, for better or worse, rumors that she was dating Sam Darnold, Vikings star QB. This rumor started back in July when she announced she was coming out with a podcast, Talk Tuah, which is now like one of the top 5 most listened to podcasts in the world, which I don't know what to do with that, but neither here nor there. So when she posted that she was like it was gonna be the first episode of the podcast, he commented a red heart on it, which like, what?
That seems like
like
suspicious.
Either you're wanting the rumors or you're wanting the date.
Yeah.
So on the podcast, she has talked over the last few months about a man in her life who she refers to as Pookie.
Okay.
And she said it's been like a several year long situation.
Several years.
Yeah. Like at first she was like, how long has it been? Her friend, the girl who was standing next to her in the original Hawk Tuah video, is like her sidekick on the show. So she was like, how many years has it been? Like 1. And she's like, I think it's been more than 1. I think it's been almost 3. So for that reason, I thought it probably wasn't Sam Darnold, because why would this
we would know
pre-fame Hawk Tuah girl?
I'm wondering, did she go to USC?
No.
Do they know each other?
She, I think, worked at a factory in her small hometown. I think she went to school and then dropped out.
So he was just shooting a shot.
Yeah. So this week, she announced that she would finally reveal who Pookie was. She referred to it as the moment the world's been waiting for. I really can't. But so in the graphic about like the big Pookie reveal, it included pics of rumored people that might be Puka, that might be Pookie, not Puka.
Oh, Puka, that'd be.
He has either a wife or a girlfriend. They're very cute on TikTok.
Yeah, it's true actually.
Stay away from him, Hawk Tuah girl. But people on the graphic were Sam Darnold, Matt Rife, the comedian, Morgan Wallen, the country singer. But
I
then
can see all those as options.
Definitely. But then when the moment of truth, the moment the world was waiting for, happened on Tuesday.
Who is it?
Pookie was a guy named Kelby, who's a plumber from her hometown.
Okay. So like her high school boyfriend.
Yeah. He's just some guy. So it certainly wasn't.
So it was good for like publicity, I guess.
Definitely, which I think is sort of the point.
And we're talking about it.
I know. Why? But I was excited about this when I thought it might be Sam Darnold. But then
the fact that he posted the heart
made
it seem like a little bit suspicious there.
Yeah. Daily Mail posted that they thought it could be him. But it was just Kelby. Classic Kelby. So, not Sam Darnold. But I hope he starts dating somebody famous.
Yeah. Now we're going to find out who he's actually dating.
Yeah.
But debunked. Well, that's it for this episode of the Tea Huddle.
Thanks for listening, guys. Check us out every Thursday for more relationship rumors, beef between players, or any soiled pants on the field.
Hopefully there's no more of those. But we've got you covered, folks, with whatever comes up. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube.
Say hi, and we'll be back with more goss next week.
And until then, stay juicy.